All right, so Oasis is away at work, and we have the check mark indicating that we have a promotion coming. So we are hopefully looking at our first promotion of the challenge, which will hopefully give us some money to get going a little more on the things that we need to do. And just like that, Oasis has been promoted to blogger. She'll make an additional 7 simoleons per hour for a grand total of 32. She made 407 as a bonus, plus a word processor, which we will probably sell to give us a little extra money to work with. That processor is worth 1,015 simoleons, so yeah, we're definitely selling it. Well, it is a very, very humble beginning, but we actually have pretty much all the basics that we need to survive. We have a very basic kitchen, and we have a place to sleep, shower, and use the facilities. So we are covered on the majority of our needs. We will still need to head to the library to work on writing books and completing work tasks, but otherwise we are pretty much able to survive here at home, even though it will be very rough. As far as mods that I was referring to that I've added, we already had the one that will require plumbing and heating and cooling elements. We will require internet service at some point, but we have also re-added back into my game things that include dental care, medical care, eye care, all of that sort of stuff that will be kind of an essential for providing that real life struggle. She is working 15 hours. We need to read some books and pick up our litter box and food dish, so we're going to head back to the library to do some work. This is clearly Oasis's happy place. She really likes being at the library. I'm actually surprised she didn't want to be a librarian. I guess it makes sense that she would also like to write books and be a librarian, but it just feels like she's more at home doing this than she is writing. Maybe that'll be something that she does when she decides to retire from writing. Lucky for Oasis, the libraries have free internet services, and she has discovered the new things required for her to write books. She needs to start out by researching the ideas, kind of focus on developing story elements, overall do more of the things that are necessary to truly create a book. Now, one of the advantages to the mod that I'm using, which is by Midnight Tech, for those who are wondering, is that you can now write any type of genre of book, but you need to do research and come up with ideas beforehand in order for the book to be more successful. We also now have the option to self-publish to Simazon instead of mailing in, which is kind of nice. It gives a little bit of a realistic approach to the writing here as well. If she does happen to have any issues with a bit of a writer's block or something like that, if we have the money, she can take a writing retreat, which will remove the writer's block and give her some fresh ideas. All right, she's come up with some great new ideas. She definitely was feeling playful for a bit there, so I imagine that there are going to be some really fun ideas. But we need to head home, get some sleep, because she has work in just 9 hours, and she is tired and hungry. Oh, the snow is really piling up over here. We're going to get something to eat. We should have enough to make something pretty cheap. She did pick up a little bit of baking skill because one of the books that she read was on baking. So that might be something that she takes up a little bit of an interest in, especially as she is able to improve her kitchen. We're going to have a bite to eat, get some sleep, and hope that we can make some progress on our career tomorrow. That bonus was, oh, she likes cooking. See? I felt like she'd be the type to like a little cooking and baking. But we're hoping that another one of those bonuses will come along because that definitely gave us a lot of progress here. Oh, one of the people that she met is inviting her over for dinner tonight. I think that sounds great. It's a great way to start building some of those relationships and, potentially a future romantic partner. We really don't know yet. Everything is pretty open yet. We've got our royalties coming in, which was a total of 14, I believe it said. We're not making the greatest money on our books just yet, but maybe with the new research that she's putting into her work and really giving herself time to come up with more thought out ideas, she'll see some improvement in those payouts. She decided to build a little snow pal while she waited to head off to work. I am seeing that the next thing she needs to do is write while inspired. I think we've been doing pretty well at getting her inspired, so that's definitely something I want to look into. I also would like to kind of start creating some of her bucket list so that we can focus on that. I think I would like to do a lot of career oriented options. As far as our next steps, I do think having a way to write here at home will definitely be a big help to us, but that will require us to set up internet as well, so we need to keep that in mind. We have plagiarism accusation. A blogger for a competing site is writing post after post about how Oasis stole his idea. In a few more days, this will be a full-blown internet scandal. Should Oasis defend herself in a post, or just lay low until it blows over? I think she's going to fight it. I think if we think of her mom, she is the type that would have learned to fight for herself there, but apparently it didn't go quite as we had hoped. Oasis retaliates, but now she looks even worse. Maybe that wasn't such a good idea, and we got a performance loss. I feel like she's going to have a bit of a bad day. I think it might be a good idea to do maybe a little studying just to kind of build skills and kind of help her relax. Studying classics, that's her, relaxing moment. Well, while working, she has reached writing level 4. That was from the Study the Classics. Also, she has a moodlet here, blogging plagiarist. No writer wants to be seen as a thief, and a defensive one at that. Hopefully it doesn't affect her workday too much. It wasn't the worst. I don't think we're going to the humor and hijinks or lights, or we're not going. Yeah, we're gonna head over. On my way. I think after a bit of a rough day, she could use some time with friends. She got here and he ran off. I don't know if that's a good sign. We have units that we can go into, but I'm not able to get to any of them. We're apparently hanging out here with family. I wasn't even aware that they were her family, but apparently they are. I don't know. I guess we'll make the most of it for a few minutes. But I'm not sure where. Oh, he ran all the way over there. Apparently he was going to pick up his child to introduce us to her. Well, I need to redo the entire night and day because things didn't work quite as I planned and the game crashed. So we're traveling once again to the library to complete the tasks that we did, and I don't know if we're going to be invited to dinner again, but it might be best if we stay home anyway. Alright, on this second time around with this day of work, Oasis's boss asks her to drop everything and watch for a possible breaking news story. But they're really, really busy. Should she focus in like Oasis is supposed to, or just go about her day and hope she catches it when it happens? I think we'll work as usual. Okay, we just do not have the luck. The news breaks and the internet is going crazy. Too bad Oasis isn't paying attention. She gets a story up an hour later, but that's far too late. Her site didn't get a single hit. Performance loss small. Humor and hijinks. Voting is closed. Alan is calling again. He did offer again, but I turned it down this time. But we did bring home 256. One thing that we kind of desperately need is a trash bin, so I'm going to get that because we need to be able to clean the litter box and deal with our plates in some way. Okay, so she is feeling a bit sad about that work issue. You have to stay alert in this business or the news will pass you by. I think, let's see, what do we have for tasks? We need to read books again. We do need to write while inspired, which at the moment, if we could get rid of the delayed posting thing, she probably would be feeling a little bit inspired. Maybe we'll grab a little something to eat, take care of our needs pretty quickly here, and then head over to the library. It seems to inspire her when she's there, and just kind of see if we can deal with this. Back in the exciting world of the library, where she is enjoying the solitude. We have a sim here that is perfectly content to be entirely on her own, just reading her books, and she really likes it when the library has like nobody in it. It's probably going to be very difficult to actually find her some kind of romantic partner, it may actually not be the thing for her. One of the things that I want to do is get started on a book. I put the call out for a few book titles to help me out, and I have to give a shout out to Rosa for providing more than I think Oasis will ever need. And so I'm going to kind of be in the habit of just randomly picking from the list. Well, technically, I think 4 lists in the comments that she left on the last video. If you need some book title ideas, head on over to the last episode of this and check the comments because she has more than provided. Thank you so much. So I'm going to grab one here at random. It looks like we have Missing Mods and Its Effects on My Life, the biography of Oasis. So yeah, I think that's actually pretty appropriate for her, because if you know the history of Oasis, there have been a few mods that have caused issues that have led to where we are. And yeah. Okay, the true story of Granny Raymond and the cookies that shook the world. I don't think I have ever seen that title before. Okay, now this technically would be an autobiography, but we'll go with it. Now, she has 2 days until she works again, which means we're going to have a stretch where money is definitely a little bit of a problem. We do have 222 simoleons right now, and as tempting as it is to spend that to make her living situation a little better, we're going to hang on to it until her next payday. Hopefully we can make some adjustments and changes, maybe add some actual walls to her home, other than the one splitting the toilet from the kitchen, and, build up her situation just a little bit more. But over these 2 days, we're going to be spending the time reading, writing books, and just kind of hanging out here at the library for the most part. Probably just head home to do a bit of, taking care of our needs if they can't be taken care of here. And I'm going to jump through time for a bit and visit you again around the time of her next workday. I'm jumping back in because we were just notified that she completed the first level of her aspiration, and we've moved on to the next, which was immediately filled in on 2 of the spots because she has been writing a lot, and she has reached level 4 of her writing skill already. So we're getting quite accomplished right away. Now, I think as a writer, it really makes sense for us to take advantage of the creative visionary reward trait. So we are going to purchase that one. And because she is living the rags to riches lifestyle, I think it's going to make a lot of sense for us to use the frugal trait as well. Entrepreneurial is also tempting. It probably won't take us that long to get there. She's been very good about gaining points because she keeps completing wants. It's very easy to complete those wants because she has a very limited range of them that she's been interested in, which is working out really well for us. I also have a mod that kind of looks at primary and secondary traits, and I would like to give her the creative sim. Primary trait says creativity sims love to experiment in all aspects of their lives. Whether it's inventing new recipes in the kitchen or making sure their wardrobe is at the cutting edge of modern fashion, they're always doing their best to find a creative solution to life's challenges. So it kind of just plays into the fact that she is just overall a very creative sim and helps her to achieve those goals. And jumping in again because I forgot to show you guys something. Once the book has been written, there are actually additional tasks to complete, including proofreading and editing the work to make sure that it is its best before you're able to publish it. All right, so there is a tea and poetry reading event here at Ubright, and, she thought she'd come on over and read a little excerpt from her latest book, Missing Mods and Its Effects on My Life. She is starting to suffer a little bit of creative burnout, so I think we're going to spend a little time working on logic skill or something that would make sense for her. I think she seems like the reading, chess, knitting kind of person, although knitting would fall under creative again. So the chess is kind of our way of counteracting that a little bit. We also have the research machines here, which I thought would be a great way for her to do some research and build some of those skills. And for now, I'm going to focus on the logic because I am worried that focusing on creative will enhance that issue we're already having with a little bit of mental fog. And as you can see, by researching, it's bringing the creative fog down more quickly, which is exactly what I was hoping for. When we went to sell our latest book, we just achieved notable newcomer, so we've started our path to stardom. Alright, it is Winterfest, but Oasis is heading off to work because the news never sleeps. And that means that we did manage to acquire yet another promotion and a really nice bonus. Oasis has been promoted to freelance article writer. She will now make an additional 6 simoleons per hour for a grand total of 38 simoleons per hour. She received a bonus of 509 simoleons, still life with apple and pitcher and books and bottles and flowers, and the pitch story idea interaction. Alright, we're going to make a few little updates to her house to take advantage of that promotion. I think she's earned it. Well, Oasis and Nevermore got a home for Winterfest, so they have their little cottage to move into. Let me give you a quick tour. Obviously, very, very basic and very, very small. We have just a kind of open concept situation going on here. So all of the existing pieces have just found a home inside for a while. We have actual walls. The wallpaper was probably a bit of an expense that I shouldn't have taken, but it just felt right for her. And yeah, I'm struggling with the tile situation in here. I like to believe that she's a bit of the type to kind of thrift things and went to her local restore or something and found the tiles needed for her bathroom, and she's perfectly content with how it looks. My next goals are to get her an additional counter with a sink, some kind of table, and obviously some way to write here at home. But until then, we have a lot of days of work between us, and I will play some of that off camera and come back with updates in the next episode. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day and keep on being perfectly you.